Alright, guys. So this is quickly how I was able to do more than 1,000% flip, right? So I was able to turn a 160K, right, to 1.1 million naira, right? So first of all, I'd like to tell you guys that this was not done in a space of 1 day or 2 days, right? So I am not promoting flipping here, right? This was done through conservative trading and steady withdrawals, right? So if you're looking for a video where you can turn $1 to $10,000 in 1 day, right? So this is not the video for you, and this is not the channel for you, right? So you could just move on and maybe go to where you see those things happen, right? So before I even go into this video, I want to use some time to talk about this issue of flipping, right? Now, well, this issue, I don't think that it will ever be it will ever stop being an issue, because flipping is one of the things that appeal to a lot of audience, right? So many people believe that trading is about making quick gains in a quick succession, right? Or making gains in a very quick succession. And that is not how it's supposed to be, right? The mindset behind flipping is that of greed, right? And impatience, right? You want to turn $10 to $100 in 1 day, in 20 days. And if you compare that to the real world, there is no job or there is no profession that you could make quick gains that easily, right? For instance, real estate, it takes time to convince your customers to, give in to a land at a particular location, right? If you look at other kinds of jobs, a car business, you have to convince the clients. If you look at other kinds of businesses, contracts, even the 9 to 5, medicine, teaching, auditing, all these things require time, right? And you see, there's no other profession that gives quick gains so easily, right? Apart from trading. Now, when someone that has been in other profession comes to trading, he quickly dumps the mindset of being patient or accumulating gains over a given period of time, and then he switches over to trying to make quick gains in 1 day. Some people they deposit $100, and by the end of the day they want to take it to 300, and those mindsets are the reason why many people struggle, right? Statistically, it has been proven that 90% of traders are not consistently profitable, right? This is the statistics, right? Are not consistently profitable. So we can also use the word unprofitable, right? Now, let me quickly say another thing. Being profitable is not a function of making gains for 1 month, right? If we cannot see your performance after at least 3 months, which is a quarter, right? Let us see your result after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, right? That is how we can know if you're profitable. Because some people, they make one or two withdrawals and then they think they are profitable. That is not being profitable. Profitable simply means 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7, 8, 9. Are you still depositing, or are your withdrawals bigger than your deposits? Right? Yeah, at some point, due to market conditions, you might be forced to deposit more, because let's say you deposited $1,000 and you made $500 gain, and you withdrew it and then you lost 200. So it's nothing bad in depositing to cover it back. But at the end of 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, how is the account? Is the account net profitable, or is it now blown, or is it below the initial balance, right? So those are the things we look at when we're trying to define profitability, right? Profitability is not making one payout or making one withdrawal, right? So that is not what profitability is. Profitability is over a long period of time. Can you have positive gains? Are your withdrawals above your deposits over 3 months and above, right? So that is the issue. So many traders come from professions where making gains consistently is a norm, but when they come into trading, they quickly dump that mindset because they see the possibilities. So is it possible to flip accounts? Yes, but the issue there is that if you're flipping accounts, it has to be from a mindset of abundance, right? Flipping accounts has to be done an abundant mindset, meaning that you need to have a more than enough. Let's say you want to flip $30 to to $100 or $200, right? Just know that you need to have at least, you need to have reserve, right? You need to have reserve funds, right? You don't just go to use your last $30 to flip, because even if you could be successful, you're already emotionally and psychological at a disadvantage, right? So psychologically and emotionally, you're already at a disadvantage if you don't have reserve funds, right? You don't have money else somewhere. Let's say if you maybe have $500, yeah, you can take out 30 and try to flip with it. Meaning that even if you lose the 500, you still have what, 470 left, right? So it's just a game of maths, right? I'm not against flipping, but flipping should be done when you have reserve funds, right? It shouldn't be done when it's your last income, or let's say your last, all you have, or let's say you don't have much, then you not take, no. You should have reserve, and the reserve should be much compared to the amount you're flipping with. I recommend you flipping with at just 1/10, right? So back to the video. This was not done with flipping because it took me time to do it, right? So how did I do that? So first of all, I want to point out that this was done across a period of about 7 months, right? So this is actually a 7 months result, right? It's not a 1 day result, right? So I said it earlier in the video that if you're looking for a place to flip, it's not this channel, right? You could just go somewhere else and then you can learn how to gamble, right? So this was done in a period of 7 months, right? So that's what I have to say. And then on my Telegram channel, I posted the proof of this, right? So it's not just about talking, talking results. We need to also post proof to show that we actually did. So this is morning, Nigerian, where we can't stop the cock from crowing, right? It's morning, right? So let me just quickly show you guys the proof of what I'm talking about. I think I posted this on my Telegram community. If you're not there, please do want to join it. And yeah, let me just quickly show you guys the screen, show you guys it. So this is it. So this is my Telegram community. If you're not there, you're missing out, right? So this is my Telegram community, and you can see the withdrawal here, right? So this is the withdrawal. You can see there deposits, because this account is about 7 or 8 months old now. You can see profits 1,000. If you remove the commissions, right, and all that. So this is what how I have made 1,000 US 1,003.30 cents, right? So $1,003.30, right? So that is basically what I'm talking about. So you can see the withdrawal here, and then even the account is currently down 2%, and that is fine. So you can see the commissions here. It took me some time to do this, and so that is basically how this is basically the proof of the results. And so it's not just I'm just picking random stuff, right? And then if you have been following my if you have been following my channel, you would know that I have been posting the payouts from this account, right? Check my Twitter, you'll see the payout certificates. If you check my Twitter, if you're my WhatsApp platform, you also see the proofs that these withdrawals are real. All right, so basically, if you need to follow me on Twitter, if you have not doing that, if you haven't done that, please do that. And yeah, so you can get the best of this. All right, so this is my Twitter handle. So just quickly give me a follow if you haven't. This is my X handle, right? So just quickly give me a follow if you haven't, so you can be able to be part of what I'm doing on Twitter, right? Let's say I post real-time information, right? I also have a WhatsApp platform, right? A WhatsApp official WhatsApp line. So you will get it from my Twitter page. Just quickly come to X and then you search this, you get my account. It's about 7,000 followers as we speak now. So that is it. So now, how was I able to do this? Now, the first step, right, is that I got what? I instant funded account. So I got a $3,000. So this is the first thing I did. I bought, instead of trying to deposit directly in my broker, I bought a $3,000 Tentrade instant funded account. So Tentrade offers instant accounts where you don't have to pass challenges, right? So you don't need to pass challenges on Tentrade. And you don't need to pass challenges on Tentrade. You can just buy an account where you trade live. So I bought a $3,000 Tentrade instant account, right? And that was the first night. And I got this for about, I bought this for about 160K. So that's where the 160K came from. So I bought this at 160K, the account. That was the first night I bought at 160K. and I've made about 15 payouts. So it's about 15 payouts now. So all the 15 payouts accumulate to that, and then the profit, the accounts, um I've made about 32% gains or 33% gains, or whatever about, right? So no, I think I made about 35% gains. So I'm not really counting now. So I made about 35% gains on the account, right? So this is basically what I did. So I bought a Tentrade instant account at 160,000. I made about 15 payouts on that single account, and yeah, 35% gains or thereabouts, right? So I think it's more than 35%, but let's just cap it there, because I'm quite sure it's more than 35%. I will just cap it and just leave it there because of time, and I can't check, right? But I know it's more than this, right? I believe it's more than that. Yeah, I believe it's more than 35%. But let's just assume that that's what it is. So this is basically what I did. So I bought a 10 instant account. So instead of getting a valuation account where you can fail or do or all of that, I just got an instant account. Now, someone asked me why instant account. Okay, now the why instant account is because if you are taking evaluation challenges, right now I've kind of explained this before, that evaluation challenges are cheaper, right? But they're a waste of time if you're profitable, right? Yes, evaluation accounts are cheaper, but if you're profitable to that, it's a waste of time. Let's assume that you take a challenge where you're making 8% for phase one, make 8% for phase one, then you now have to make 5% in phase two, right? You now have to make 5% in phase two, which is equal to, if this accumulates over 13%, right? Let's assume that this is my 3K account, right? This is evaluation challenge, right? Now assume that I also make a 13% on an instant account, right? Let's do the maths. Now, if it's an evaluation account, you have just passed phase one and phase two, and they have not made any single profit. But if it's an instant account, if you make 13% and if you subtract the money, yes, the only thing here is that instant accounts are usually more expensive, or sometimes times three, right? Most times 3 times more expensive than evaluation accounts, right? Most times 3 times more expensive, right? For instance, now at Tentrade, the instant account was purchased at $110, right? While the evaluation is currently at 32. So you can see that it's almost 3 times, or about 3 times the price, right? So this for evaluation, right? Why the instant is at 110. So you can see that the instant is actually 10 times, or I mean about 3 times above the price of the evaluation, right? So the instant is usually more expensive. But if you do the maths carefully, let's say I make 13% on let's just use Tentrade for example, right? Tentrade doesn't have two-phase accounts. Tentrade has what? One-phase account. So and it's so 10% for evaluation accounts, right? 10% for evaluation accounts, right? So 10% is what Tentrade gives for evaluation accounts. Now you have to make 10% to pass and get funded, right? And you're buying an account at $32, right? Now imagine that you got an instant account at 110, right? 110, 10% is what, 300, right? So let's just do the math here. So your payouts, if you make 10%, which is 300, your payout is what, 70%, which is what, 210, right? So let's just do the math here. So 70%, this is a very educative video. So 70% of your payout, that is what you're getting. So 70% of 300, of 10% of 300, right? Which is your 10%, is what, 210, right? So you're making profit of 210, right? Now, if you remove the 110 you used to get the account, remember you bought the account for $110. Don't forget that, right? So you got the account for 110. So you're now subtracting 210, right? Minus 110 to give you what? So you see your net profit is $100. So can you see that evaluation accounts cannot be compared to instant accounts, right? So you can see that despite the fact that you got the account for 110 instead of buying an evaluation account at $32, you can see that if you make 10% and get your profit split, right? 10% is $300, 70% of it is what? 210. So 210 minus the fee you used to buy the account is you're getting $100 profit. for making what 10%. So can you see that the math favors instant accounts over evaluation, right? Just that if you don't have the money, right, or you're not confident. Now, let me just say this. Now, evaluation accounts are better if you are not very confident of your skill set because they are usually more expensive, right? Or you want to give more room to fail. Maybe you want to give more room to fail. Like maybe you're not really sure, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So you want to scatter your eggs across different accounts. You want to buy different accounts. So that is also good too. So you can buy 2 or 3 accounts with the same fee, right? And then try to pass them. So if you are in the phase where you want to get maybe more funding, because obviously you can buy three three accounts with this. 3 accounts $96. You can buy 3K times 3, which is 96, or you can buy 10K for $106, right? So you can get bigger accounts with the same price, right? But if you're very consistent and you just want to make a withdrawals, it's usually best to go for instant accounts. So instant accounts are favorable if you just want to make withdrawals and you're very good. You know you won't blow the account. They can go for instant accounts because it's more profitable, and your time is not wasted. But if you know that you want to get bigger capital, right, or you want to give more room to fail, then you can go with. So for me, I usually buy some evaluation accounts and some instant accounts. So this is basically what I did. So you can see that if you do the math and all of that, so this is how I was able to make it. So I think so currently or at the moment, I've been able to take this account. I'm able to make about 1,000 withdrawal, right? So what is withdrawal I've made so far, and my profit split there is $700, right? So I think the current state of the account, like I showed you guys in the earlier video. So this is basically what I have the profit I've made from the account, $700. So if you do the math, $700 is about 1.1 million naira, and you can see that it's actually a good return over 7 months, right? The standard banks give maximum of 15% a year, right? Some banks give in other countries, some banks give 4.5%, some other banks give 5-10%. And so if you put the money in a bank, the best you can make is 20% in a year, right? But I've been able to take my account more than 1,000%, right? So that is basically the power of trading. So that is it. So if you have money to invest in the financial market, it's not a waste if your skill is there. Right. The main thing is the skill. Are you skilled enough? That is the basic thing. Are you skilled? Because trading can really, really be a very good way to compound your money or make good gains. Right. So you can see that I did this across 7 months. I was not trying to hurry. I was not trying to rush it. I was taking it slowly, making the payouts day by day. Sometimes, let me talk about payouts a bit. Some payouts were 2%. No, I was just accumulating it. So it's all about accumulation. Right. Some payouts were 2%. Some of them were 5%. I was just accumulating a payout until it got to 35%. Right. Sometimes I withdraw 2%, sometimes I withdraw 1%, sometimes I withdraw 5%, sometimes I withdraw 4%, sometimes I withdraw 3%. I was just withdrawing different percentages until it got to 35%. Right. So it's okay. Once your payout date is due, withdraw, no matter what the percentage is. Right. Even if it's 1%, once your date to withdraw has reached, just withdraw and continue. Right. Once the payout day reaches, withdraw and continue. Once the payout day reaches, or if you make 2%, it's just being patient. That is the whole thing there, right? Not trying to make all the gains in one day, right? Just be patient, right? If you plan to be a trader for the next 10 years, you have to be very patient with it, right? Trading can be very, very lucrative if you're patient, right? It's not like you're trying to make you want to make 50% in 1 month. Those kind of things are possible, but they are not sustainable, right? So I want to encourage you guys that please think long term. So flipping account is possible, but I feel that consistent growth is more reliable, right? Consistent growth builds character, it builds patience, it proves your skill set and all of that, right? So basically, this is what I did over the period of about 7 months, and you can have seen the proof of that in the screenshot, and also you can check my Twitter page to see the payout certificates and all of that, right? So finally, I want to end with this. So if you would like to learn how to trade the way I do, right? Just to learn how to trade the way I do, I have a private mentorship that is that you can join at an annual fee, right? I'm giving 20% off currently, right? So you be paying 79,000 naira instead of 99. So this is what you'll be paying instead. And this is Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, so I'm using Nigerian currency. If you want to pay in USD, you can always let me know. Right? If you want to pay in USD, or maybe you're not in Nigeria, you want to use crypto, or you're another country, we have foreign students too, right? You're also welcome to. Because I like using naira because I'm in Nigeria, and most of my students are Nigerians too. But if you're not in Nigeria, we have students from South Africa, we have some from Zimbabwe, I've had students from Cameroon, Kenya, Ghana. We have different students as well. And most of them joined with crypto payments, or they use all these exchanges where you can send to another country, right? So I'm giving a discount for this. If you want to join us, someone to be part of our annual paid group or paid mentorship, someone that has shown real gains or shown real results, has every right to teach you, right? Because I have what it works, and I can also teach you what works, right? I have students that have made amazing good payouts. One even passed his account yesterday. I think, did I even show you guys that? I think one just passed his account just yesterday, and he was showing me that he passed his phase one, and he just withdrew last week from his front account. Just look at it there. So look at my students here. So you can see it there. So he just passed his challenge. He just came to tell me that he passed his challenge, right? So this is the post. And you can see there, you can see the certificate there by Goats Funded Trader. He just passed phase one. And this same guy just made a withdrawal of 10% from his Tentrade account just last week or 2 weeks back. No, yeah, it's last week. It's last week. No, it's 2 weeks back, not last week. It was 2 weeks ago. He made a payout of about 10% on his traded account in the space of 5 days. And we have seen so many results like this. So if you want to be part of us, just simply send a DM or use the link in the description to join us, right? So that is basically how I was able. I hope you found value in this video. I hope I said something that made sense to you, and I would love to see you guys in the paid mentorship. And have a wonderful day.